Hi everybody, it's Beth Boyle, Iowa Trailrider, and today I want to share with you one of my dreams. One of the reasons that I'm doing these videos is that me, like everybody else, had dreams, horse dreams, my whole life, and was lucky enough to be born into a horse family. But my dreams started pretty small. My first two-horse trailer that I ever owned, I was 35 years old before I had it. And lots of things have happened as time has passed. More and more of my dreams have been realized, and what's behind me is one of my dreams. So this barn behind me is my very first horse barn ever, and it's been there now for 20 years. But it's a good example of what a person can do a little bit at a time. So this is not the perfect barn. It's not a fancy barn, but it's a barn that's doable over time. So if those of you out there that can't have a barn yet or can't have your own place yet, maybe this video can give you some ideas on, at a little bit of time, what you can do. So let's take a little tour of the barn. So this barn is 24 by 36, and like I said, it's 20 years old now. It's a good size barn for an acreage like this one. We have 14 acres here and 3 horses. So let's take a look at the tack room. This tack room got put in many years after the barn was here. Gosh, probably 12 or 13 years later. So welcome to my tack room. I'll give you kind of a look here. This is 8 by 12, I think. And I've kind of decorated it up just to suit my own taste. I'll walk in here. I'm going to show you what all's here. Got a couple of shelves for holding things up there. And lots of hooks. This hook that's hanging has 4 horseshoes on it. It's great for fly masks. And then these saddle racks were available at my local farm and home store. They're just individuals. And yeah, we put up a 2x4 and screwed them right into the wall. So yeah, I've got 3 of those. And pictures. There, look at my boys. My boys when they were young. Yep. And then lots of hooks. This is the door out to the rest of the barn. And I have a fold-up saddle rack here. I don't always have a saddle here, but this is a newer one that's got a dowel in the stirrups, making sure that the stirrups get turned well. So yeah, here's a good tip for you if you're not aware of this one. These 2 non-working chest freezers I use for storage. Was able to post out, I think, on Marketplace. Well, actually, I just went on Marketplace. People were giving these away. They don't run anymore, but oh my goodness, do they work great for storage. So I'll give you a look at this one. They're mouse and rat proof, and feed stays nice because it's sealed pretty well, so it doesn't get too much moisture in it. Okay, so let's go see the rest of the barn. So my dad and my new husband worked together to put this tack room in, and as you can see, there's 2x6s in the ceiling and plywood up there. So above the tack room, I have some storage. So that storage is not a hay mount. It's not set up to be able to support that much weight, but for tubs of things and the chicken feeders that I'm not using at this point, and different lightweight things can certainly go in there. So this is the rest of the barn. I'll give you kind of a 360 view here. And this is the roll-up door that you saw at the very beginning of the video. So for hay storage, a roll-up door like this works really well. because it doesn't have the overhead tracks, I can stack hay all the way up to the rafters in here and not interfere with this door. So yeah, so there's 18 feet of hay storage straight into that door. And when the barn was new, this gate you see right here could swing open, and I could pile hay all the way to the back corner, so I could have 36 feet of square bales all the way to the rafters here. And then as I used hay out of the front, I'd open this gate flat against the wall, and as I used the hay out of the front, then I could close this if I wanted to. So yeah. So on this side of the barn, there's more hay storage here. Could have been another stall, but this is the back wall of the tack room. And got some square bales there. And this is the first stall that I built. I built it myself. So if you're wondering why it's so unusual, that's why. It's my style. Once the barn was built, I was completely out of money. Just completely out of money. So tickled to have the barn, but nothing left. So I saved lumber that used to be used for concrete forms. So the lumber that you're seeing here is all used lumber from when my house was built. Well, almost all of it is. I guess I can't say all of it. So this door opens both ways, and you can see it's extra wide, which is nice for pregnant mares and stuff. My own construction. And then these walls are lined up a little over 6 feet with, I think all of those boards that you're seeing were used for concrete forms. And then this is the walk-in door that you saw from the outside into my muddy lot. It's April in Iowa, and it's muddy here. So yeah, I'll give you a 360 view of what this stall is like. So really, to build this stall, I put in regular fence posts. That's what these are. They're just regular fence posts. And put the boards on, screwed the boards on, and then cut them off with a circular saw. Over here, there's some plywood. I had some plywood left over too. But I've got a fan up here. When it gets hot, I can plug that fan in and let it run. And then this cattle panel at the top here, I didn't think that was going to be necessary. One of my horses is 16 3.5, and turns out when I stack hay on the other side of this stall, he could reach it and he could drag bales down, and I was amazed. He would rear up and lean over, grab a whole bale and drag it down in here. So I added the cattle panel up to the top. And originally, this middle piece here was not part of the barn. This was all just one 24-foot run-in area. But I added this here, this piece, when I started using it that side for hay storage. And same kind of thing. I didn't think I'd have to line it up so high, but yep, I added a panel above that first to keep the horses out of the hay. Later, that area was converted into a chicken coop, and I'll tell you some more about that. I want to show you what I did with the floor in here. So the floor was sand, and it was always a mess. I didn't think I'd have to do much more with it, and it's not very clean now, but what I did, as I could afford them, I bought rubber mats. So underneath this are 4x6 rubber mats that are available at most farm and home stores, and I bought them a few at a time as my budget would allow. And when I had enough to do this area, so there are 5 of them in this stall, and they've ranged in price over the years from $38 to about $52. I raked this all out flat and had a buddy with a skiddy bring gravel in and put a couple-inch layer of really fine kind of pea gravel in here, and then put these mats down. And boy, the floor has stayed level, and it's been so much easier to clean up. since we did that. So yeah, that's made a very big difference. This was where my foals were born. It was a full almost 18 by 12. Worked really good for doing that, but once I was done with that, I think Robin was the last horse born in here, and that would have been 9 years ago. Converted it into a chicken coop. So if you look here at the top, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's chicken wire all the way across the rafters here in the top of this stall now, and all the way down that side, and the whole top here is all chicken wire. And then we went through, and at the bottom of this entire stall, buried either chicken wire or cattle panel all along the bottom, where the steel on the outside meets the ground, to keep critters from being able to dig in here and get my chickens. I had as many as 100 chickens at a time here at one point, but no chickens here now. That's going to change tomorrow. We've got a group of meat birds coming in, but yeah, so let's see if I can get you a good shot of the chicken coop. It's just on the other side of this divider that wasn't always here. So there's a door here with chicken wire in it, and rubber mat on the floor. And then that's the nesting box that I made. Door. So part of the time I want this door to stay open, right? It's like, well, how do you do that? And how do you do it safely? So here's one way to do it that you might not have thought about. So up here, I put a regular hasp, like what you would use for a padlock. Put this part on the wall, and then the other part is on top of the door. I don't know if you can see it very well. It's got a snap in it. So the other part of the hasp, like what you would use on a padlock, is in there. And then I've got this carabiner in there. Take that out. See that? So when I want to keep the door open, I can lift the hasp. Tough to do with just one arm. Drop it down over there, just like that, and then snap the carabiner on it and keep my door open. So it's flat, it's safe, it's inexpensive, and it works. The single thing that changed my life as a horse owner, as much probably as the barn did, is a waterer. Oh my goodness, as a horse owner, I don't know how many hoses got ruined, got frozen, how many buckets got froze that I had to crack out, how many extension cords I've drug out and tried to keep water heated. But this little waterer here, what a blessing. Oh my goodness. It just, like I said, it just changed my life. So you can see it's right in this fence line, and that's so that this single hole water can service both of the dry lots that I have here. And hopefully this has given you some ideas on how slowly you can make your dreams come true too. So Iowa Trailrider, Beth Boyle, signing off. Don't forget to like and subscribe the videos. Your subscriptions and your likes are what encourage me to keep doing the videos. So please do that, and we'll talk to you again soon.